Ohio, welcome to Samurai Breakfast number 80. I have a question for you. What's your favorite pen? And when you think about it, are there reasons why you choose that as your favorite pen? And I bet you there are. And the reasons within choosing that pen can connect to how you choose a program to use on a computer or an app on your phone. I believe that it's how these tools allow you to get what's in your head out into whatever piece of paper you're using. And I thought of this yesterday because I was doing a testimony for a piece of software and it just flowed, so I likened it to my favorite markers. I said, I'm able to take the image in my mind and without interpretation, the image comes out very similar to what's in my mind because this is like an extension of myself. Now there's digital tools out there. I use a Wacom tablet, so pen and tablet, to get digital information, digital ideas out of my mind. But there is an interpretation in this delivery device. I have to look up at the screen for once, like when you use a mouse or you use a trackpad, but the drawing doesn't come out exactly as I may have seen it in my mind. And now they have tablets where you have the image on here, so you get used to being able to look down and draw on there. But there is even a piece of plexiglass there that provides maybe a 2 millimeter gap between the point of your pen and where the cursor is. So there's a bit of an interpretation going on there. So I think if you ask many artists, they'll say that they love to use the pen on paper because it is an immediate, no interpretation method of getting the information out. Now with your choice of your favorite pen, you probably choose it because of the smoothness of it, the thickness of it, less friction on it, or maybe more friction for you. Some people like to choose the ones where the ink gets dipped. What am I trying to say? You dip the nib in the ink and then you draw it out. It gives them a beautiful line. Getting tongue-tied. But there's clues within that of how you work. You're doing something in your choices based on what's going to give you the most pleasant experience. So with all the technology that's out there, and I get wowed by the shiny objects of apps, in this case on my phone, and I just say, wow, this app does this app does this, it's amazing, it's awesome. But there's an interpretation even using those apps. So I don't use the calendar app on my phone that much because when I have an idea of an appointment that I want to put in there, it's not the quickest method for me to get a date in the calendar. I gotta put in my password, I gotta open up the app, and maybe there'll be a notification of another program on there, and my train of thought gets whipped around. So what happens a lot of times, say if I'm going shopping, I use the best app in the world. It's Postit notes, right? They come in all different shapes and sizes and colors, but you just get your pen out, you write it down, and it's immediately there. And then oftentimes I literally will do this. I'll put the Post-it note right on my phone. It's immediate, and I got this written down faster than I would have ever been able to if I used the app on the phone. So this links to how my mind works, what's the best delivery method to get this information out and allow me to remember it. Sure, I could put this in the app now that I'm calm, that it's out on paper, and I don't have to keep it floating around in my mind. But just think about the pen that you use. What is the methodology in your choosing of that pen? And most of the time it's because of the joy that wants to come out of it. And I believe life is about joy. So what's the most joyful way, even when you choose your software, when you choose your apps, when you choose many different methods of doing things, it's just the joy in the journey. So I will leave that with you, something to think about, and hope that your journey of getting things done can be tweaked in some areas if it needs to, so that it's a more enjoyable process. There becomes less of a step-by-step interpretation of something, and you can just flow with it. Kind of like the telephone game, right? Where you pretend you're on the phone and you say something, you say it to somebody else, that gets interpreted. By the end of the conversation, for the 12th person, it's like it's not even about what the original talk was about. And that's why great games like Telestrations are out there and stuff. So Okay, I will leave that with you. Joy, light, and love as always. Thank you for tuning in. Namaste.